Welcome to the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmaster and hosted by Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn International in Priest River, Idaho, October 3rd, 2020. The BBZ JC is the most innovative online bass fishing tournament for youth the fishing industry has ever seen. The event takes place on Idaho's Lake Ponderay and the Ponderay River. Anglers from the ages of 13 to 19 years old and representing 48 states competed for over $350,000. Over $65,000 was awarded to this year's BBZ champion alone. That includes a brand new $35,000 Bass Cat boat and a $30,000 scholarship to Bethel University bass fishing team. Now, this isn't your regular tournament format. After competing for almost 8 months to catch the biggest bass in their state, these anglers finally made it out to Idaho, and here the same thing goes. The biggest fish wins. But now these anglers only have 8 hours to catch the biggest bass and walk away with a brand new 2020 Bass Cat Margay loaded with a Mercury motor, graphs from Lowrance, Motor Guide trolling motor, 8-foot power pole, and gear from YOLOtech. But before we get into the action from this tournament, let's take a look at the lake and the area these kids are fishing. Located in the Idaho Panhandle, Lake Ponderay was formed by glacial activity and is the largest lake in the state with an expansive surface area of 148 square miles. The lake gets its name from the French. Ponderay translates to ear hanging or pendant, which were common to the Kalispel Indians who first inhabited the area. Ponderay is also the 5th deepest lake in the country, which led the U.S. Navy to build a base on the lake to test acoustic-related aspects of submarines. But first and foremost, Lake Ponderay is home to some amazing fishing. Most famously known for its kamloops, the lake also offers anglers the chance to chase lake trout, rainbow trout, kokanee salmon, perch, walleye, northern pike, and of course, largemouth and smallmouth bass. And this lake grows them big. To kick off the 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Championship, an opening ceremony was held at Priest River Convention Center. This was the first time all the anglers got to meet each other and see all the awesome prizes they were competing for. State-winning anglers took home over $40,000 in prizes and gifts from companies like Rugged Shark, AFTCO, Motor Guide, Bass Cat, Daiwa, Humminbird, Minn Kota, Lithium Pro Batteries, Lowrance, Power Pole, St. Croix, Fish Monkey Gloves, KBF, Aquaview, Erupt Fishing, YOLOtech, and others. Bass Trophies Online built custom plaques and trophies that were handed out to anglers who caught the largest largemouth and smallmouth bass during the BBZ JC qualifying period. And appreciation awards went to James Hall from Bassmaster, Rick Pierce from Bass Cat Boats, and Billy Chapman Jr. from Anglers Inn International for their continued support to the growth of youth fishing across the country. To say these kids were excited about the tournament would be an understatement. Bill Siementel, with the help of Billy Chapman Jr., wanted to take things one step further in 2020, and with the families getting hit hard with the financial burden of COVID-19, they worked together with industry leaders, friends, and families across the U.S. to sponsor one individual state each and to use those funds to help these anglers and parents with travel as well as room and food expenses. On Friday night, as parents walked into the event center, they were handed $700 for a total of $36,400 being given back to cover travel expenses. Over $91,000 was presented on Friday night alone to all the state winners and their families for rooms, food, travel, and prizes for being a 2020 BBZ JC state winner.
Thanks to the generosity of BBZ and Bill Siementel and Billy Chapman, God bless the organization with enough sponsorship money that we realize some people really had difficulty getting here. And so each state winner gets a check for $700. In addition, their room and board's taken care of. So if they catch fish or not, they've already got about $1,500. And we just congratulate each of the state winners that have worked so hard for this great honor to be here and fish this tournament. Thank you.
There's great news for the future of bass fishing across America. And though the world got hit hard with the pandemic of COVID-19, the increased participation in high school and college tournaments still has seen great advancements. With his determination to open more doors to more young teen anglers, Bill Siebentel fought hard to keep the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship in play for 2020 so these young anglers can compete in a national event and still keep safe while social distancing. Joining Bill Siebentel, Bassmaster, Billy Chapman's Anglers International, Bass Cat Boats, and Bethel University, as well as a host of other fishing industry brands, organized and sponsored the biggest youth bass fishing tournament platform ever seen for the second year in a row. This show would not have been possible without these fine sponsors coming together and donating their products to the next generation of anglers. This show could not have been filmed without the help from Jimmy and Catherine Oler, Gary Morgan, Hancock Forest Management, Idaho Forest Group, Shatkin First, and others.
This is Carson Camion from Orlando. I'm representing the state of Florida in the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship in Idaho.
I'm just excited to be out here to go fish for the BBZ Junior Championship out in Idaho.
This tournament means a lot to me because we get to fish like we've never fished before against some of the best teenage anglers across the United States.
This tournament means so much to me because it's the biggest tournament I've ever qualified to fish, and I'm super excited to go to Idaho and meet all kinds of anglers from across the nation and hopefully win a few prizes.
I get to go, I get to fish new waters, I get to meet new anglers, I get a chance to win and show everybody what I can do.
live fish for 22 pounds even, becoming a 2-time Bassmaster Angler of the Year.
Hi, I'm Gerald Swindle, Bassmaster member. I don't care if I'm in California, Oregon, or France. If I see a bass sticker in a window of a truck or a car, I got something in common with that person. Why don't you come join me and you be a member?
Get these free gifts when you join today, a $50 value. Go to Bassmaster.com/join and become a member of America's leading bass fishing organization.
Great news, anglers. Are you between the ages of 13 and 19? The richest Big Bass Dreams for Teens tournament has begun. The Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmasters is here. The cost to enter is only $25, and you receive a full year of Bassmaster magazine and have a chance to represent your state at the BBZ finals, where the champion can win up to $56,000 with a guaranteed $30,000 bass cap book. You can check out the current leaders at bbzworld.com, but you can't win if you're not in it. Hey, you're fishing anyway, so what do you have to lose? Enter today.
Before sunrise on tournament day, these young anglers began to ready their gear and tackle, finalize their fishing strategy, and steady their nerves in preparation for the biggest event many of them have ever fished. Now as the competition gets underway, we're also going to hear from some of the anglers and their families on their feelings about this incredible event, and of course about the hurdles some of these kids had to overcome just to participate. Let's head over to last year's BBZ JC Utah State winner, Cricket Coates, and our official 2020 BBZ mascot and correspondent for this year's event.
So the fog is lifting. Are you guys super excited about today, or are you guys kind of nervous?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but mostly excited. I'm gonna go wax some fish.
Yeah, I'm a little both too. I think we're gonna have a good day though.
Do you guys feel prepared?
Yeah, me and absolutely.
So they had a tie in Alabama, correct? Would you like to tell them about how you tied?
Well, I took a bad picture and he said, let me look over it and then you'll see the leaderboards tomorrow. And we ended up tying, and I was like, ooh, I barely made it by a hair, but I was happy I'm just able to be here.
So are you guys feeling nervous or anything?
Excited.
Excited?
Yeah.
A little both.
Being a boat captain for these young anglers is just a real privilege. It's an opportunity to give back to the sport that I love so much and to give some guidance to some young people in it, so couldn't pass it up.
As the fog lifts, we all gather to pay respect, and these young anglers ready their nerves. And finally, the moment arrives. The 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmaster is underway. Let's meet a few of our competitors and get the behind-the-scenes stories of how they made the championship. Understanding the magnitude of the BBZ JC and seeing firsthand in 2019 how big this tournament was, the Barr brothers from Minnesota once again were able to qualify for multiple states. Let's hear how they did it in 2020.
Last year, Tyler and I, we both qualified. I qualified out of the state of Iowa. Tyler was in Minnesota. And we had such a blast last year. We're like, you know what? We have to get back out here again. And so what we did last year. One of us qualified from back home. I did it on a little lake right in our backyard, caught about a 6-pound largie. And Tyler, while I was at work one day, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to South Dakota and get a big one. He went out there and sure enough, he stuck a 5 3/4 pound smallie. And so he's out here also, and it really makes everything easy traveling together. I don't know what the story was like for Tyler out in South Dakota. I know there was a lot of chaos when I got mine in Minnesota just because it's a big fish for that area, and we knew that was a really good shot for getting out here to Idaho.
For Nevada's Carter Doran, Watching and studying fishing on YouTube helped hone in his skills and flatten his learning curve to advance his fishing career.
Doran, I was born in Iowa and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I got into fishing about 3 or 4 years ago, and I really got into fishing from YouTube and watching YouTube videos about it.
This is one of the most well-run tournaments that we've been around. Bill Seamantel does a great job of organization and really doesn't leave anything left to wonder about. He takes care of everything for you, and it's such a well-run organization and a well-run tournament that everybody should, look into that.
Illinois' Trey McKinney and last year's state winner talks about how unique this tournament is and his future in the fishing industry.
Get to meet all kinds of new people. All the people are great here, all the new contestants and everything. I think we had 13 anglers from last year, and it's crazy how you just get to come up here and everybody's personality is different and get to meet a whole bunch of people, and Bill Seamantel, of course, and it's just been a great journey, and hopefully go from there. My plans for fishing in the future is just to grow and just to be grateful. We've been blessed. We've got a TV show coming up, and just see where that leads us and how many pros want to go on board with us, and it's got to be great. Just hopefully, I know everybody's planning to be a professional fisherman, but hopefully we can grow in it and just see where it goes.
What I'm most proud about Trey is his faith. He's been very strong in it. I think God's going to use him in a mighty way to spread his faith through all these young anglers, and his determination, his passion, and his drive.
As our young anglers compete in this unique tournament, it's important to remember that the 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Championship is a family event. Because without support, sacrifice, and dedication from the entire family, most of these anglers wouldn't be here. Faith, family, the opportunity of a lifetime, and building memories that will last forever. That's what this event really stands for. And that's why we reward each of these state winners with prize packages. These aren't just consolation prizes or participation trophies. It's a reward and recognition of the hard work and dedication these anglers have given the sport. And they've earned it. For Maryland's Dylan Edwards, time on the water is the real key to success for catching bigger fish. And no matter the time or place, one cast is all it takes to catch your next personal best.
Funny story about the biggest fish that I caught was 2 weeks after the deadline for the BBZ, I ended up going up to a little small lake in PA. It was a nice little smaller lake. I don't know exactly how many acres, but I ended up catching a 6 1/4 out of it, which would have helped me out a lot, but it's my new PB, and which I'm happy about. The advice that I would always give is just keep your head in the game, because a lot of times you can obviously get mentally thrown off by people catching fish around you. When you know there's fish there especially, you just aren't catching them, and so you just got to keep on grinding. But I would always say just keep your head in the game. It's just got to stay mentally focused.
My name is Hunter Muncrief. I'm from Pineland, Texas, but I'm representing the state of Oklahoma. I got into fishing probably well before I was even born. My parents both went fishing together, and then once I was born, we got into fishing pretty heavily and won my first tournament whenever I was about 5 or 6 years old, and just sort of went from there.
Let's hear from Texas State Champion Braden Stoker and his father talk about what it means to them to have fishing part of their lives.
I got into fishing pretty much my whole life. I've been fishing. I fished with my dad since I was big enough to get in the boat. I had a little tackle box with toys in it that I would play with whenever I got tired. And whenever I felt like it, I'd get up and fish.
He's grown up to be a good young man that does good in school, and he's becoming a great outdoorsman. He loves to fish and hunt, and I think just all that together and him just being a good kid all together is what makes me proud to be his dad. All year, we've had the pandemic, we've had all the things happening. We've got to spend so much time together trying to beat that 10:30. I took him fishing every time we had a chance at every lake around that I thought he could, had his best chance of catching a big fish. And all that time that we spent together is the best part.
It doesn't take long to realize after talking to these competitors that they are each driven to succeed by not only a love for fishing, but a desire to compete among their peers. This is why a big bass tournament format featuring the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship opens more doors for all young anglers across the U.S.
great news, anglers. Are you between the ages of 13 and 19? The richest Big Bass Dreams for Teens tournament has begun. The Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmasters is here. The cost to enter is only $25, and you receive a full year of Bassmaster magazine and have a chance to represent your state at the BBZ finals, where the champion can win up to $56,000 with a guaranteed $30,000 bass cap book. You can check out the current leaders at bbzworld.com, but you can't win if you're not in it. Hey, you're fishing anyway, so what do you have to lose? Enter today.
Nice watch.
Same bet?
Same bet.
Same bet, huh?
Introducing the all-new Tour Series, the only true cable steered trolling motor with GPS anchor. With the impact breakaway and rugged metal outer column you need, the Zero Flex metal foot pedal you want, and traditional cables that provide smooth, responsive steering. All built with the industry's most powerful lift assist system, truly universal high-definition integrated sonar imaging, and the industry's most accurate pinpoint GPS anchor. Now that's tournament grade. That's Motor Guide Tour.
As the competition begins to heat up, Braden Stoker, boat partner Wyatt Smalley from Idaho, sets the hook on a stout Lake Ponderay largemouth that's definitely going to put Wyatt in play for the title.
My name is Wyatt Smalley. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. My dad would always take me out on Coeur d'Alene Lake and we would go out to a couple of his special spots, and I caught a 8-pound, 3-ounce bass, and that really got me hooked. It was super cool. He had missed the fish. He didn't touch it, and I was thrown behind the boat and hooked it, and I didn't know how big it was. First, I thought I was snagged on a log for a while, but then it popped off, and that just really made everything spark from there on.
My wife and I, ever since Wyatt was little, I've been dragging him around in the woods and on the water since he was just a little bitty guy when he was about 2 years old, and just his passion for the outdoors. He's not the type of kid that likes to sit around and play video games, and he just loves being outside. And I think as a parent, I'm proud of that. I like seeing him get out and do things, and I think a lot of our youth these days maybe they don't have the ability to do that, or they just don't want to, but I'm more proud of that. What he does with his fishing career and all that, that's up to him, but if I can help, I'm happy to help, but I'd say that's what I'm most proud of.
For Austin Glass from Oregon, the level of his excitement is felt amongst all the anglers this year at the 2020 BBZ JC and the possibilities of his future as a tournament angler.
It's just a great opportunity to everyone to come out here and it's insane. You guys treat us like we're freaking Bassmasters, and it's awesome. And yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity for everyone. Man, my plans for the future as far as bass fishing wise is, just gonna do the best I can, try to get a boat when I'm older and fish in little clubs, maybe do the bigger tournaments like 200 boat tournaments, 50 boat tournaments, stuff like that. Just see where it goes.
So I think every parent that has children that are into bass fishing should absolutely look into the BBZ. What Bill Cemental's done and Billy Chapman, just the short amount of time that we've been here, it's kind of made Austin feel like he's a bass master. Everybody's coming up to him, congratulating him. Everybody's so friendly, and just the opportunity these kids have, and just by getting a sneak peek in there of what some of the prizes are, including a $35,000 bass cap boat, is just phenomenal. I can't believe all these sponsors, how much stuff they've really chipped in and helped out. It's pretty awesome for these kids. So I would strongly recommend get your kiddos signed up. It's definitely worth it.
Let's check in with Hunter Cannon, a high school senior from California. Hunter is swinging for the fences with the Spro BBZ1 6-inch swim bait, looking for a big bite to clinch a victory and to take home a new Bass Cat boat, or to possibly win a scholarship from Bethel University in Tennessee. What high school senior wouldn't love that?
Winning this tournament would mean everything, because it would show all the hard work that I put in for the past 2 years to get to this point. And winning a new boat would be awesome, because I've had the same boat for a while and it has problems, but it works and I love it. But winning a new boat in a tournament like this, in this format, would be awesome and mean everything to me.
I would recommend any parent to sign up for this tournament. It's something they can strive for all year long. It's something to work towards. It's a goal they can work together with their parents. And Bill has been great, and he's a great mentor for all the kids.
Goodness, that's amazing. We're filming, let's go.
For North Carolina's Jason Gibson, this event was bigger than just fishing a national tournament and a chance to win a new bass boat.
The BBZ Junior Championship means a lot to me. This is my first ever giant tournament. I fished a lot of club tournaments back home, but this tournament really kind of just changes everything for me. If I can do well in it and end up getting the Bass Cat, it'll change my life back home, because I'll be able to fish more tournaments and hopefully get more involved.
Let's go behind the scenes with Cricket Coates as she sits down with Jason and has him reflect on the person that introduced him to fishing and the outdoors. His mentor Christopher Smith, that was diagnosed a few years back with ALS, and what Jason is working on to help Fish for a Cure. At the end of the event, Jason raised over $15,000 for the Healy Center for ALS at Massachusetts General Hospital.
So you're doing an amazing thing and you have an awesome fundraiser going on. Do you mind telling me about that?
Yeah, so one of my best friend's dads actually was diagnosed with ALS a few years back, and it really broke my heart, broke his heart, broke all of us. It really hurt us. And he's been such like an amazing person to me. He's helped me out so much with fishing, with school and life and everything, and he ended up so I ended up doing this fundraiser for him, and it's $1 per pound, which is, I pledge $30 and catch a 10-pound bass. It's $300 towards his cause. So far we have about $5,000 worth of pledges for him, which is just an amazing thing in a small way that I can repay him.
Jason has worked so hard, and he's competed only against grown men in the tournaments he's done so far. So for this kid to have sort of the audacity and the tenacity to go up against these grown men from the time he was 12 or 13 says a lot about how much he loves this sport and what he's willing to do to compete. So he's really driven the train, and he's made it happen himself, and I'm super proud of that. But I'm also really proud that he is taking something really incredible that's happening for him, and he's parlaying that into something really good for another human being that he cares about by doing this ALS fundraiser for Chris Smith and other ALS warriors.
Let's go to Michigan's Remington Barkley as he talks about the BBZ JC format and the level playing field it offers for all anglers, and the passion he has for the sport to take it all the way to the top.
It's so fair in every single way. Like other tournaments, you have to have a boat, you need a partner, and you need all this stuff to go out on the boat and do a lake in a tournament. But the BBJC, you can do live bait, plastic, from the shore, from a boat. All you have to do is take a picture of your fish and turn it in. It's the most even playing field in really the fishing tournament like industry, honestly. My big plan is to go, all the way through. Do this for the rest of my life. I love the whole bass tournament, the whole bass fishing industry, and the whole family, basically. It's a great place to be. Everyone's nice here, and I really want to do this for the rest of my life.
I would recommend all the parents to sign up their kids for this tournament, simply because with Remington, we've gone all over the country, and all of these different national and regional championships from every series that you could imagine. None of them have treated him or us as parents like what you get treated here. These people really celebrate the accomplishment of becoming a youth tournament champion.
River Richards from Alabama is using the new St. Croix rod he received during the opening ceremony. Why, you might ask? Because if the winning fish is caught on a St. Croix rod, our champion will receive an extra $1,000 in bonus cash. My guess is we're going to see a lot of St. Croix rods in action during today's event. But let's hear from River and his dad what the BBZ JC means to them.
BBZ JC means, what it means to me is it's giving me these opportunities that I just wouldn't have otherwise, you know, to experience things I wouldn't experience normally and to see things I wouldn't see normally and meet people I wouldn't meet normally.
It's a great experience. It's a bonding experience with your child. It's just a wonderful thing to do. It's been so much fun. It's been great.
When I first started bass fishing tournaments, I had no idea how big youth fishing would become. Hey, I'm Joe Thomas, and if you're between the ages of 13 and 19 and love to fish, then I've got some exciting news for you. The Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmasters is here, and it's your opportunity to represent your state for a chance to win over $400,000 in prizes, including a new bass boat and a chance to fish with me at Anglers Inn on Lake El Salto. But you have to enter to win, so go to anglersinn.com now for details.
Great news, anglers. Are you between the ages of 13 and 19? The richest Big Bass Dreams for Teens tournament has begun. The Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmasters is here. The cost to enter is only $25, and you receive a full year of Bassmaster magazine and have a chance to represent your state at the BBZ finals, where the champion can win up to $56,000 with a guaranteed $30,000 bass cap book. You can check out the current leaders at bbzworld.com, but you can't win if you're not in it. Hey, you're fishing anyway, so what do you have to lose? Enter today.
It's almost time. The tournament day is winding down and the weigh-in is set to begin as the anglers return to the docks on the Ponderay River. As volunteer boat captains return to the docks, anglers are treated to custom AFTCO weigh-in bags at every slip to carry their fish up to the stage to be seen by their family and friends as they walk across the Bassmaster stage. Over 50,000 people tuned into Bassmaster's Facebook page to watch in anticipation to see who will be crowned the 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Champion.
Angler River Richards from Midland City, Alabama. Qualifying weight, 8.16 pounds. That's a big one. His travel sponsor is Hummingbird. Give him a shout out for Jackie Waters for letting me fish in his pond and supporting me through this whole experience. Those pond fish get pretty big, don't they? Did you get this 8.16 out of a pond?
Yes, sir.
You did. Awesome. Far ponds are my favorite. 2.53 pounds. Boat 6, Mr. Travis Glass. His son, Austin Glass, from Medford, Oregon, qualified in the state of Oregon with a 7.59 pound bass. Travel sponsors, The Crossings. He wants to give a shout out to his dad for teaching me how to fish. And his dad's a really good fisherman. I know, I've competed against him. And also the Oregon runner-up, Joshua Buller, who was here last year, right, for being such a great angler. So how was your day? I want to talk to you about your day today.
Just like River said, it was a good day. We caught a lot of largemouth, some smallmouth, and no giants, unfortunately, but it was a good day, a lot of fish.
And we got a new leader. I spoke up too soon, 2.99. 2.99 for Austin Glass. We've got boat 23, Mr. Kurt Gilbert. And we've got the angler Hunter Muncrief from Pineland, Texas, my home state. He qualified in the state of Oklahoma with a 5.8 pound bass. Was that a largemouth or smallmouth?
That was a largemouth.
That was a largemouth. His personal best was 9.5 pounds. His travel sponsor is Laurent. We've got a largemouth in the bucket, 3.26. So you got to tell us what you did today.
Well, we started out early this morning fishing a couple grass lines here and there, and we ran across a few fish, a couple good largemouth, smallmouth, my bad. And then after we caught a couple good solid smallmouth that slowed down a lot for us through the rest of the day. And just kept trying to run some different rock and just couldn't really get bit, so we came back to the grass and got up into the thicker grass and started picked up a big weight and started flipping into it and managed to pull out that one and a couple other good ones.
So you did some flipping. You did some power fishing.
Yes, sir, we did. Brought me back to home a little bit.
Well, Hunter, you're now the new leader with 3.23 pounds. That's awesome. Congrats.
Lake Ponderay is starting to show off and the leaderboard is tightening up. These young competitors are the best of the best, and they put in the time to go out and not only win their state to qualify to be here, but many of them found sponsors to help them fish on a national level.
There's one person left, so I'm doing pretty good.
You are doing pretty good. One person.
I don't know how to do math that good, so I can't.
That's okay. I'd be a little nervous too. One stick left. One stick and one stick only.
Sir.
I know. I'm going to stare at you a little bit longer just to see if you'll crack.
I hope he has a little one.
He hopes he's got a little one. Well, you know, the suspense is killing us too. Because when I run a big bass tournament, and we see these big fish come in, and all of a sudden we see one guy lead it, one guy lead it, one guy leading it, and then all of a sudden the last hour, what happens? Either you win it, or somebody comes in and brings one up an ounce bigger. That's what kind of happened this year too at my big bass on Lake Coeur d'Alene. So we're going to bring him up. Let's see. We're going to see what we're going to do. How's that?
I'm ready.
Braden's ready.
There you go. Here comes Carter. I'll give you his card, Carter Dorn from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Carter Dorn. Boat number 14, George Conduras, our boater. Captain Carter Dorn from Las Vegas, Nevada. Qualified in the state of Nevada. Qualifying weight 4.61 pounds. Personal best 4.75. What do we have? We have a smallmouth or largemouth?
Got ourselves a largemouth.
Got ourselves a largemouth. Uh-oh.
Russ, what's the weight to beat?
3.86 pounds. You guys ready?
Might be close.
We got a 4.35 pound bass here. 4.35.
You know,
Fantastic job. Go ahead, Tony.
Carter came up here, and when I told him just now, and I said, you just want a bass boat, and he said, no, I got somebody else behind me. Carter.
Oh.
There's nobody behind you, dude. You just want a bass boat.
You just want a bass boat, Martin. You want to go sit in our brand new boat?
You just want that, my friend. Congratulations. This is your champion 2020 BBZ Junior Championship.
Gotta get you in that boat. Get in that boat. Congratulations to Carter Dorn from Nevada on being crowned the 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Champion.
It was an amazing day on Lake Ponderay for each competitor, all of whom enjoyed a once-in-a-lifetime award ceremony to close out the event with prizes and recognition from their accomplishments. Special thanks go out to Billy Chapman Jr. for hosting the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship on the Ponderay River, to Bassmaster for all of their support, to Bass Cat Boats, Mercury Motors, Lowrance Electronics, Motor Guide Trolling Motors, Limit Out Marine, and Russ Baker for being this year's 2020 BBZ JC MC, Tony and Melissa McCalmont, to all the volunteer boat captains for making time for these young anglers, and to Hancock Forest Management, Idaho Forest Group, Shatkin First, Stan Carnes, Karen Lebo, Gary Morgan, Robert Calvert, and in loving memory of Jimmy and Catherine Oler for making this production possible. If you would like to compete or just learn more about the 2020 Big Bass Zone Junior Championship, head on over to the BBZJC.com or the BBZWorld.com and sign up now. Once again, this will be an outstanding opportunity for youth anglers from coast to coast to compete for hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes from even more sponsors than an inaugural event. The gist is this: you're fishing anyway, so they designed a tournament around everyone's busy schedule, allowing you to fish on your time when you typically wouldn't be able to fish modern style tournaments. Plus, even if you're fishing those tournaments and catch a big bass, you can enter to win. Again, visit the BBZJC.com or the BBZWorld.com and sign up. You've got nothing to lose and a whole lot to gain.
Last year I came here and I did absolutely pathetic. I had 0 fish. I don't think I had a bite last year. But I kept in it. I kept trying hard. I fished a lot this year outside of the tournament, and I got a lot better, and I got mentally prepared for this, and I studied for months about it. Got everything right, and I got onto the lake, and when I caught this fish, I honestly, I called my dad immediately after, and I said, I just caught a big fish. I might be in the top 5.
No, I don't think it's 5, but Jesus. Oh yeah, he definitely is cold. Yep.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
There you
I
go.
would have called Tony on that one.
Okay.
He just fell out.
That's what my family was thinking. They were like, wow, he's gonna be in the top 5. We're gonna get a decent prize maybe, you know? And I honestly I was like, I was on top of the world. Still hasn't sunk in yet. And didn't then. I just couldn't believe that it was happening. I still can't. I'm still in shock about the whole thing. I think it's really sunk in.